on down Main Street, you're relaxed and feeling good. Next thing that you know, you see it. Climb on the magic school bus.
Found a used tractor on Craigslist.
What is going on, guys? Today I have a video of the top 10 tips you should know to play Fortnite. I don't even know how to pronounce it, to be honest. I just know how to spell it. Moving on. Tip number 1. Don't land where everyone else is landing because you will end up killed very easily. Tip number 2. The M16 is probably the best weapon you can get in this game because it works perfectly on a close range and a mid range. Far range, it's not really that good, to be honest. Tip number 3. Okay guys, I hope you like this tip. It will really help you most of the time. I did it with my friends and it was really awesome and fun to do. Even though it took us multiple attempts, it ended up working somehow. Until these bunch of losers just shot us down like fucking assholes. I didn't like that. Well, here's how you do it. You build a fortress that keeps going up and up and up, and whenever you can, just go straight, and then stay at the edge of the storm, because that's where you're really not going to be spotted, because people don't hang out that much close to the edge of the storm. But first, you have to make sure you have plenty of wood, and metal, and brick, because those are the three main things. As you start first on, you're going to be using your wood, obviously. And then as you run out of wood, you start using your brick and then metal, because metal is where it's hardest to break. And at the end, when you're in a closed area, they are not going to be able to shoot you down that easily. Tip number 4. Make sure you guys always stay inside of the storm, because if you are not, you are going to die, apparently. The storm can be very unhelpful for you most of the time, because it will constantly be damaging you over and over and over. My first play of the game was not really that nice, because I was completely out of range, and that circle was just closing up, and always remember, the storm is double your speed, always. So if you are in the middle of the safe zone and the storm, it will most likely get to the safe zone before you. Tip number 5. Make sure you always drink the potion, because most people just leave it in their inventory and it's pretty funny. If you haven't noticed yet, it is armor, and armor is good if you're in a close range battle with people, or even in far range. If there's a sniper, he will most likely take all of your armor off with one hit. Always drink your potion, I say, because some people don't drink it and I kill them simply, and I take the potion from their inventory, so they just profited me. Tip number 6. If you hear footsteps in another house or somewhere close to you, do not charge attack unless you are confident you have the right supplies. Because most of the time I do that, to be honest, and that's a big mistake I make. Tip number 7. Camping is really good in this game, and I can give you a few places to camp if you want to. Understairs is a very good place, inside of bathrooms, but make sure you have a shotgun in your hand, because if you are hiding in a close range place like this, you need to have a shotgun. But also, one thing I need you to know is that do not break your plan and get impatient, because then you will get killed, obviously. When I start camping, I lose my patience sometimes, and then I just go out and instantly get shot, and it is not fun at all. Tip number 8. Sniper rifle bullets do drop, and all weapons actually, if you didn't know that. Tip number 9. While breaking something, aim your circle on the blue circles that are on the object that you are breaking. If that was a little too complicated, you should understand it from this clip I am showing. It breaks it a lot faster, and you get the same amount of wood every time. Tip number 10, and the final tip. Hiding in bushes makes you nearly invisible, and this also works underneath trees. It is an amazing camping spot. You can hold a sniper rifle in a long range area, like an empty field, and it works perfectly.
Hey guys, Crimson Tiger here, and today I will be taking over the second half of the 20 tips for Fortnite PvP. So tip number 11. If you find a pistol, always pick it up. If you find a shitty weapon, always pick it up, because you can always run out of ammo in your good guns. For example, you can have an M4 and a shitty pistol, right? And the rest of it is emptied out guns, empty of bullets. You're going to want to keep that pistol no matter what, because if you run out of ammo in your gun, you're going to have to be attacking people with your fucking pickaxe. So always pick up a pistol if you see it. Always pick up a shitty shotgun. It doesn't matter. Just get something so you can be sure that you aren't going to be unarmed. Tip number 12 is traps. How to use them, everything. So what you want to do is when you find a trap, for example, the ceiling electric trap, which you are going to be seeing in the gameplay, you will want to click square on your controller if you're on PS4. If not, I think it's X on Xbox One. I'm not sure what it is for PC. But you're going to click that, probably put it by a doorway, preferably, because that's where the trap will most likely work. You're going to put it on the ceiling, depends what trap it is, they will tell you where it goes. Place it down and then just wait. I haven't seen them actually honestly kill anybody yet, but I can definitely see the use of it when you're in the last couple minutes or so of the actual game, where you're getting crowded in and you have to build a base around you. Traps can probably be pretty useful. Tip number 3. There is a lake in the middle or so of the map where it's called Loot Lake. It's the only body of water, I believe, except for the river. And Loot Lake pretty much makes it where you walk really slow. It doesn't get deep because you don't swim, but you're just walking on it, and it slows you down a ton. So either avoid it or crouch down when you are in the lake. That way it doesn't make it too easy for snipers, anybody that really wants to kill you, to kill you. I've caught multiple people on the lake and I've gunned them down because they're walking so slow. They can't do anything about it really. So avoid the lake or crouch. Tip number 14, always shut doors. So when you walk into a house, you always want to shut the door. That way, the most important thing about this game is doors, pretty much, to me at least. Because they're simply just really easy to hear. If you're going to go hide out in a house, definitely close the door because they could just sneak in. If the door is open, they can just crouch down, sneak up there, bust through the door upstairs, and then shoot you. It's easy to do, and it makes a really loud creaking noise when they do open the door, so always close the doors. Tip number 15, always go with a squad and have a mic. The mic is really important because you can hear what they are seeing. You can use their extra set of eyes to your advantage. They can show that there's somebody to your right that you would have never seen. It's just a basic good thing to have with you, an extra person there. Hey, why not? I mean, that's another person that the bad guys can shoot at. Yeah, I see some in the White House, south of you.
Okay.
They're throwing grenades and shit in there. Yeah, there's a bunch.
I'm gonna break a hole through the roof and start firing.
They're in the back. Tip number 16. Always use headphones. Headphones are major. Just like the shut in the doors one. If you can hear their footsteps, if you can hear them opening the door, that will be major in the fight because you could be walking around getting loot and then you could hear somebody open the door and you could get ready, get in a corner or something. Not necessarily camp, but just get ready for them and pull out a shotgun, bang, you're good. Tip number 17, always crouch when you are sneaking around. Crouching is L1 on PS4. I'm not sure what the buttons are for other systems or PC. You can crouch and run although it is slower, but it dramatically, I mean dramatically changes how you sound when you're running while not crouching versus while running while crouching. They can hardly hear you while you're crouching. It sounds like you're slowly walking, kind of. So it's just a useful thing to do, to know about at least, because it can either make it or break it when you're in the last couple places, in the last couple people in a round. Tip number 18, always go for the roofs when you're parachuting downwards. Always go for the roofs of the houses because they typically have chests, gold chests. Gold chests, you can open them up or search them, I'm not which one it is, but you search them and out comes a bunch of loot, typically assault rifles, shotguns, lots of great stuff, meds, ammo, all this stuff. So you can get all that stuff, then work your way down through the house if somebody else is there. Tip number 19, always land by shacks if you can. Shacks definitely usually have one gun and some ammo, so that's a good thing to start off with. And it doesn't necessarily put you in a big city where there's a bunch of people in there and you're in more danger in a city versus by a shack. And you can observe more. Lastly, for tip 20, we're just going to go through all the weapons, what they're good at, and how you should use them. So first up we have the semi-auto shotgun. This gun is only good indoors for me, as what I've seen so far. It's not really good with range because it's a shotgun, and that goes the same for the shotgun that you cocked. Although the semi-auto is a lot better, it's more powerful it seems too. Either of the shotguns are good indoors, but the semi-auto is definitely preferable, and it can dish out a lot more damage in a lot less time. The next gun is the burst gun. It should have like a wood stock on it. I'll throw up clips for all the guns, but the burst gun is good from far away if you can aim good enough, and it dishes out a lot of damage. So it's not a bad gun, but you just have to learn how to be good with it in a sense. The next one is the M16 assault rifle, M4, whatever you want to call it. It's the assault rifle of the game. It fires really slow, to be honest, and it doesn't have a burst like an M16. It's probably the best all-around gun in the game as of now. They'll probably add more guns, but it's the best one all around. It's got good range. You can use it up close too. The next one is a semi-auto pistol. It can dish out okay damage, like 20 health, so it's like about 5 shots if you can land them good enough. If you can get headshots, that helps out a lot too, as in any game pretty much. But the pistol is okay. Like I said earlier, pick it up if you can, because it can always be useful if you have to pull it out at that last minute. The next gun is the revolver. The revolver can be pretty good, although you have to land pretty good shots to use it. It's very slow like a revolver should be, but it's a lot more powerful than the semi-auto. The next one is an RPG. The RPG is fairly good, although it doesn't really even work like an RPG. It like shoots at the building, then it explodes after like a second or two after it hits the building. It's very weird. It's like a grenade launcher, but a lot more powerful. The best use for the RPG is probably tearing down other people's structures, as they will build them. During the later game, you're going to want to have an RPG to destroy these structures, pretty much to open them up and then get the people inside. The next gun is the bolt action sniper. It can only have 1 round at a time, and I haven't done too good with this gun, honestly, because the scope's really shaky. You can't stabilize it. It's not a very good gun in my opinion, but I think you'd have to get good at it to actually use it. The next one is the semi-auto sniper. It's a lot less damage than the other sniper, but it's really powerful anyways. I've actually landed a couple kills with it, and it's not half bad. The next one is the submachine gun. The submachine gun is okay. It's another gun that you should pick up anyways, even though it's not very good. Now the range on this thing is absolute shite, I'll be honest. I've never ever been able to get somebody far away with a submachine gun, because it's a submachine gun. It's meant for CQB. It's a lot better than a pistol, and it uses the same ammo as a pistol, so definitely pick this up over a pistol if you can. Next one is the scoped rifle. The scoped rifle has ACOG scope on it, and it can shoot semi-auto. It's pretty powerful. I've gotten a couple kills off of it, although it is a pretty late game reward, because you usually pick it off of others' dead bodies that have gotten it. I haven't really found it anywhere else in the world though. Next one is the grenade. The grenade can hardly be thrown at all. It's pretty shitty, but if somebody's coming up the stairs, you can lob a couple down there. You can't really throw them far at all. It only goes like 10 feet away from you in the game. It's really shitty, to be honest, but just throw it down a staircase or something and I think it'll be good. Last one is the grenade launcher. The grenade launcher shoots a grenade and then it blows up pretty much. It can shoot it pretty far and does a lot of damage.
Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope these tips will eventually make your skills more efficient in this game, and I hope you just have fun with this game. It's an amazing game.
So anyways guys, this is the end of the video. I'm glad to make this. I hope you guys can use these tips to win the game. Good luck out there guys. Peace.